Hi everyone, it's Gary Nixon here with the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning outlook on Monday the 13th of May. Now, if you're a regular follower of our forecast and you see them printed out on notice boards, those times when there's very little to say, it means it's a good day to be on the hills. And that'll be the case for these next few days ahead. High pressure is in charge, there's very dry air, there's very little in the way of cloud, lots of sunshine, and temperatures feeling very warm. Some changes developing as we go toward the later part of the week. Things just becoming a bit more unstable, the chance of a few showers breaking out, and as easterly winds strengthen, an increasing risk of cloud filling in, particularly across eastern hills. It leads to quite a complicated picture into the weekend, so it'll be one to keep up to date with the forecasts. Let's have a look through the charts then for the next few days, and for Tuesday, high pressure is centred strongly just to the east of us. It's a slack southeasterly pattern that's in charge, and it's a fine day overall. Lots of sunshine around, hardly a cloud in the sky for many places, and temperatures feeling warm. Even at Munro level, at around 900 metres, you'll be looking at double-figure temperatures, at least by the afternoon. And in some of the valleys and the glens, topping 20 degrees. Northern Scotland with some foehn effect, where the air crosses the highlands, warms up as it descends to the lee side, could find yourself into the mid-20s just locally. Similar pattern into Wednesday, the high just shuffling itself a little bit further northwards. The wind flow is still south or southeasterly, maybe a bit more easterly across Wales, and there may be a strengthening of that easterly toward the Brecon Beacons. But for most places, the winds stay very light, lots of strong sunshine, and temperatures again very warm. Towards the northwest of Scotland, the highest values of all, again likely to be in towards the mid-20s. You can see how there's a few more isobars on the chart into Thursday, as again the high moves a bit further northwards. The wind strengthening then for Thursday daytime, not especially strong, but a bit more breeze for many places, maybe focused on England and Wales. It stays dry overall though, lots of sunshine, maybe a bit more cloud cover filling in, coming in from the North Sea, but most of the summit should well stay clear. Just a slim chance of an afternoon shower, very isolated, popping up maybe across some western hills, but I suspect for most places the day stays dry. Just notice a little front over central parts of Europe. That's starting to pivot back in from the central eastern Mediterranean at this stage. As you go through into Friday, that system with uncertainty is just likely to get drawn westwards across the British Isles. Now, a lot of uncertainty exactly what happens to this, but it's the idea of some cloud and some rain developing. There may be some isolated thundery bursts even break out locally. Very hit and miss and very difficult to say at this distance, but just that idea of a change developing, more in the way of cloud. Some of that cloud could well shroud eastern hills and make things rather murky then, especially where rain develops. Western and northwestern Scotland, perhaps the greatest chance of staying dry and clear. Again, that easterly wind will be stronger than it will have been early in the week. I'd just watch the details at this stage, but expect by Friday, at the very least, to be some rain and low cloud in the mix for some places. Temperatures just coming down a touch, but northwest Scotland still feeling pleasantly warm. And it's almost anybody's guess exactly what the chart looks like into Saturday, but the early indication just has something of a tangled front draped across the country. The airflow is staying east or perhaps southeasterly. Again, some areas of low cloud, more focused on eastern hills, perhaps a bit more extensive for a time across England and Wales. There'll be some patchy rain. There could be some isolated heavier bursts, perhaps even the odd thunderstorm if things just do destabilise a bit. The wind strength may vary through the day. But again, it's just that suggestion of being a bit more mixed, a bit more complicated, certainly compared to the earlier part of this week. And it's basically all to do with this area of low pressure that's centred over France at this stage. The system is pivoting air around that from Central Europe then. It's still inherently warm because it's drawing in some of the air from the Mediterranean, so even though it's an easterly, it's of a warm source, but it's got unstable air mixed in amongst that low pressure, and as that just drifts across the country through the weekend, it maintains that risk of something a little bit mixed and the idea of some showers, perhaps heavy, perhaps thundery in places. For Scotland, more likely holding on to that easterly flow, so keeping the Western Highlands more likely in drier, clearer air. I suspect if there's any bursts of rain around, the greater risk is for England and Wales through the weekend and even beyond into the early days of next week. It all becomes rather uncertain because the pressure pattern is so slack, but the general message is one of keeping low pressure somewhere near or just to the south-southwest of us, high pressure away toward the north of the British Isles, more centred around the Norwegian Sea by this stage. And that may well be the pattern for a good number of days onwards into next week. There's nothing really coming in from the Atlantic. There's low pressure way out over the ocean, but that's not making too much progress. We're sort of caught in between weather patterns, really. A slow-moving, slack situation. There may not be too much wind. I suspect there'll be some areas of showers from day to day, but also some fair weather as well. And if anything, the wind flow prevailing still more out of the east or the northeast more commonly. So I don't think we can get too much out of the outlook for next week at this stage until things just become a bit clearer. Temperatures are likely to vary. There's a chance on one or two of the models that we go a little bit cooler as next week goes on, but it just depends where the air comes from around that slack pressure pattern. We'll update you then later in the week. Thanks for watching this video today. Bye for now.